friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Rainy and this is Rainy Day Reads, and today we are actually going to do a TBR video. What? Shock horror. I haven't done many TBR videos, I think in the last few months. Maybe I have. I don't know. I actually didn't go back to look, but I feel like I've been in a major mood reading phase recently, and I just like don't want to settle on a TBR. However, oh no, I did do one for October, I believe, because that was Victober, and you know, you just got to do all the things for Victober. But anyway, I digress. I am doing no fewer than 5 readathons this month, the month of December. I know, right? It is the month where everybody and their brother decides to host a readathon. And because I am a joiner and I have to join all the things, I do them all. There's probably some I'm not doing, which is good at this point because I have way too many books on my TBR and not enough days in the month. So anyway, I think I already said that this video is going to be for my Cloak and Dagger Christmas readathon. If you are not familiar with Cloak and Dagger Christmas, this is a month-long readathon that is focused on reading mysteries. They can be cozy mysteries. They can be, what do they call them? Hard-boiled mysteries, where they're like really intense ones. I prefer cozy mysteries. So pretty much everything on this list is a cozy mystery because that is just my jam. So anyway, the host of this readathon, the creator of it is the lovely Kate Howe from the channel Kate Howe, and her co-hosts are Melanie Martin and Janelle from Too Fond of Books, Carolyn from Carolyn's Reading Ramblings, and who am I forgetting? Oh, Kate from the Novel Nomad. I knew there was another Kate in there. And all of these ladies are great, and I love their recommendations. Janelle, especially recently, has been putting out a video for each of the prompts for this readathon. So if you are wanting to participate and you are, at a loss for what to read for one of the prompts, because there are many, Janelle has got you covered. So head on over to her channel, and of course I will link everyone down below. But anyway, I have quite a few books on this list, so let's get started. So first of all, this is my spread for 4 of the 5 readathons that I am participating in December. The 5th one, the 12 Days of Cosmas, hosted by Cortaginist, I can never say her channel name, just came out recently, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to put her in here. I'll probably do like a tip in or something, but anyway, I just figured I would show you my planner spread for these readathons. Okay, so this year, the Cloak and Dagger Christmas readathon prompts are all based around different inspectors and detectives and private detectives and amateur sleuths that are really popular in the mystery and cozy mystery genre. And I think that is great. I've read stories from quite a few of these sleuths and detectives, but not all of them. So I'm rather intrigued to read some of them. But let us go through the prompts and I'll tell you what I have chosen for them. The first prompt is Inspector Bucket, and this is to read a Victorian era mystery or one that is set in the Victorian era. And for this prompt, I am going to be reading The Inspector and Mrs. Jeffries by Emily Brightwell. And I will be buddy reading this with my friend Jessica from Instagram. This is the first in the, I forget what it's called, but I think just the Mrs. Jeffries mysteries. And it is a modern written series but it is set in the Victorian era. And we follow I think she's a housekeeper or a maid, Mrs. Jeffries, and she works for a bumbling detective. And basically, apparently, she and the house staff generally solve all of the mysteries, and they just kind of give the inspector the credit for it. So I have read The Ghost and Mrs. Jeffries. I wasn't aware, I think, at the time that it wasn't the first in the series, and when I figured that out, I was like, well, now I just need to go back and start from the beginning. So the Inspector and Mrs. Jeffries is the first one. I think The Ghost and Mrs. Jeffries was the third one. So I didn't get too far far down there yet. So I am really excited to read this with my friend Jessica too. So yay. Now the next prompt is Gamash, as in Armand Gamash. This prompt, the Gamash prompt, is to read a mystery with a bilingual detective or just one set in a village, because Three Pines, where the Armand Gamache series is set, is a small village in Canada, I believe, Quebec maybe, or just Canada, and Gamache is from Quebec. I don't remember, but anyway, for that prompt, I couldn't think of any bilingual detectives that I had heard of that I wanted to read anything from. So I decided to go with the village setting, and I am going to go with Cornflowers and Corpses by London Levitt. And this is the 13th book in the Port Danby mystery series, and this is a series that I am loving. And I need to catch up. There is actually a Christmas one that just came out in the series, but I still have like 5 books to go before I catch up. So, and this one is actually longer than a lot of the other ones. So I don't know if I'll get to any more this month. I'm going to try, but yeah, Cornflowers and Corpses is set in a small seaside town of Port Danby, and it is just very cozy, and I love it. And I believe this is set in the summer. It says the bridal season, so I'm assuming that that's probably like June, you know, thereabouts. So, yeah, so it's set in the summertime, but that's fine. So the next prompt is Tommy and Tuppence, and that I believe is an Agatha Christie series. And this prompt is to read a book that features a great team. And our group read for Cloak and Dagger is Footsteps in the Dark by, I believe, Georgette Hare. If I'm wrong, you'll see it here. I can't remember if that's who it's by or not. And this, I don't know anything about it, but I was reading the synopsis on Goodreads, and it appears that it follows a group of 3 siblings that are solving a mystery. So I figured that could be a great team, or it could be a very dysfunctional, not great team, but I'm gonna hope that it's a great team, and we'll go with that. The next prompt is Agatha Raisin, who is an amateur sleuth, and I believe I've read a couple of books, maybe just one from her series, and I forget what the actual series is called. Maybe Agatha Raisin? I don't know. But she is an amateur sleuth, and this prompt is to read a story with an amateur sleuth. And usually that is in the cozy mystery vein. So most of the books that I read have an amateur sleuth, but I am going to choose The Malt in Our Stars by Sarah Fox for this. I believe it's the 3rd in the Literary Pub mystery series, and I have been collecting these books because, I mean, goodness, they're beautiful. And but you can also find these, I believe, with audiobook. But this follows Sadie, and she has I forget the village name. It's been a while since I've read the other 2 books, but I believe it's kind of in a woodsy, mountainy type setting, and she buys an old grist mill, I believe, and turns it into a literary pub. And so there's lots of beer references. She there's always, I think, a recipe for a literary themed cocktail or something in the back of the book. So, and Sadie is not trained to be a detective, but she always ends up sticking her nose in where it doesn't belong and ultimately solves the mystery. So, so I really love this series and I am looking forward to getting back to it. Ooh, this next one is a fun one. The prompt is for Poirot, which is Hercule Poirot, and it is to read a golden age mystery or a mystery that is set in 1920 to 1945, which apparently was the golden age era. So I knew it was like in the 1920s, but I didn't know the actual like time span. It was fairly long. I didn't realize that. So I am not going to actually read a golden age mystery for this prompt, but I am going to read a modern one that is set in the 1920s, and that is Murder on Lot B, the first book in the Starfire mystery series by none other than my favorite, London Levitt. And this one, I forget the person's name already, but it follows a woman that works in the movies. I believe she's an actress. I'm not 100% sure, but she works in the movies in the 1920s. So I think that will be really fun. And I will then be at least have dipped my toes into all of London Levitt's mystery series at this point. So I'm excited to experience another one. The next prompt is Detective Galileo, and this is to read a translated mystery or one that is set in a country that is not your own. And I could probably pick many that are set in England and say, this is a country that's not my own because I'm American. But I am going to pick Lion in the Valley by Elizabeth Peters. And unless I am mistaken, all of them so far have been set in the Victorian era in Egypt. So I am, she is a Victorian era lady. So, even if it's set in England, it is still out of my country. But I really enjoy this series. I love reading them on audiobook. And it's just a very witty series and always has a great Egyptian themed mystery involved. So I really love that it's set in a completely different country than we normally see in these series. Next, we have Kinsey Milhone, which I'm not really sure who that is or what series she's from. So, but the prompt here is to read a book that has a private investigator as its main character. So for that, I'm going to go with Murder on the Links by Agatha Christie. This is a Hercule Poirot novel. And as far as I know, I'm pretty sure, because I've read a few of them, Poirot his profession is private investigator. From what I remember, he is. So I'm going to do that. And that will also feed into the Christie's Missing Readathon that I will be participating in December. So just covering all the bases. The last of the reading prompts for the Cloak and Dagger Christmas Readathon is Flavia Deluce, and this is to read a children's mystery series or a new to you series. So Murder on Lot B would work because it is a new series that I am starting for this readathon. However, I decided I wanted to also start a new series that is also a children's middle grade mystery series. And so I am going to be starting the Mysterious Benedict Society. And I've heard great things about this. And I hear that there is even a movie or a TV series that is on one of the streaming services. I'm not very up on all the streaming services, to be quite honest. So I don't know where it is. I don't know where I can find it. But I might watch that one after I read the first book, because the last bonus prompt is to watch an episode of a mystery series or a mystery themed movie. So I also might watch the Nola Holmes mystery series. I think that's on, is that on Disney Plus? Y'all need to tell me where to go to find like cozy mystery type things to watch, because I'm not into blood and guts and gore and all that stuff. So I like nice, calm, perhaps funny mystery series. So I could also watch Psych. Hasn't that been brought back on a streaming service? I used to love that series. Maybe I could watch that. I don't know. You need to tell me all the things. So anyway, I've rambled on long enough. This is my TBR for the Cloak and Dagger Christmas readathon. I'm really excited to get hunkered down in and cozy with all my cozy mysteries. If Victober has become the month of Victorian literature for me, December has become cozy mystery time for me. So this is one of my favorite readathons that I get to do every year. So I'm very excited that it's back for another season. So I will be back with another um, TBR for another of the big readathons that I am doing this month. There will be some crossover, but there will be a couple extras as well. So I will be back with that hopefully within the next day or so. But until then, I will talk to you soon. Sorry that this is kind of rambly, but you're used to me by now, right? All right, bye.